you better know how to do something.
Especially with the job situation.
Especially with what's coming. Change is a warning of what's coming.
What's coming, Barry?
Technology.
Many problems come with this direction Elon Musk is preparing for the future of the public mind. Let us run through them briefly. Firstly, Astra and Musk's education model is a spitting image of neoliberal efficiency. It is no surprise that Elon has been spending years retweeting old clips of Milton Friedman, clearly his economic philosophy mentor. What is much worse is that he is applying automated digital interoperability to anti-human and anti-social neoliberal economic principles. If people think the system of late is slavery, they have no idea how intense this new kind of human capital slavery will be. Biodigital convergence network systems as the infrastructural foundations of digital civics and citizenry will make the antebellum master-slave relationships look like Roosevelt's square deal. Reincorporating ownership over the physical bodies of its populations in a new way, one that transcends the race-based slavery of the past. A new manifest destiny, a digital colonialism that does not see race and only sees data.
Again, we're doing bio-inspired compute. I think the next frontier that's maybe taboo is really viewing our biology similar to sort of software 2.0, right? Software 2.0 is deep learning models. We have parameters, we have prompts, right? You could think of like, I don't know, peptides as prompts for your system, right? And then you could think of your parameters as your genes, right? And I think we're going to start hacking both. And there's no reason we can't have as fast progress on the biological substrate as the silicon substrate, right?
Yeah,
so
we can go together.
Well, but the point is that if we don't, like things that don't accelerate, things that are constantly evolving and trying to adapt to optimize themselves towards growth, they tend to fade, right? And so we actually, it's not like, oh, the future is doomed or we're set. It's like, no, we got to like actively keep working on it. Like we actually need to accelerate biotech research. We need to deregulate it. We need to be more open-minded about it. I think this is the next frontier. I know like the debate right now in America has been about like semiconductors and AI, but I think biotech's the next big frontier.
And the digital revolution and the virtual revolution is spilling over into the biotechnological revolution. And then we're going to be patterning biology, which is also software, right? Which is also a subversive and psychedelic idea that all is programmable and everything can be upgraded and everything can be retuned and everything can be transformed. And then nanotechnology, which sees the material world as programmable atoms, another psychedelic idea. So when Leary said you experience the fresh, hardly bearable ecstasy of direct energy exploding on your nerve endings, that has been made manifest by digital technology, virtual metaverses, biotechnological mRNA vaccines, and eventually nanotechnology creating buildings that self-assemble. We are living in a magical world. And if you could time-lapse human progress, it would look like our minds, our consciousnesses, the imagination is spilling out of us, and we are actualizing the human imagination. We are designing the world and ourselves into being, right?
We will have our robot becoming less metal, more organic. At the same time, we will have human beings who will make more and more use of artificial organs, of metal and plastic, artificial hearts, artificial kidneys, artificial lungs, replace bones by light metal substitutes. In short, we may have a society in which robots will drift away from total metal toward the organic, and human beings will drift away from the total organic toward the metal and plastic. And that somewhere in the middle, they may eventually meet. Now, when we have a kind of metal-organic hybrid creature, will it matter that he was originally metal and became metal-organic, or that he was originally organic and became metal-organic? Or will it not matter? Will we then have formed a kind of mixed culture which perhaps might be higher or more efficient, better than either culture separately, if I can call the robot system a culture.
A picture may no longer be worth 1,000 words. These days, the picture that the camera takes may well not be the picture that we end up seeing in newspapers and magazines. Technology makes it difficult, maybe even impossible, to tell what's real and what's not.
It tingles at first, but you get used to it.
Think like, and I think probably as the years progress, it'll become like less and less like the dominant art form. I think it's just morphing into something completely new.
What do you think that will look like?
I mean, a lot of it is like games, gaming, gamification of things. But that's like where, and a kind of like this idea of like singularity, where it's like everything is starting to just become one thing. It's like everything and nothing. Like there is no meaning, so it really frees you up. It's all kind of post-meaning, right?
Well, this is a revolution. And I think it might be the biggest revolution in government since the original revolution. But at the end of the day, America is going to be in much better shape. America will be solvent. Critical programs that people depend upon will work, and it's going to be a fantastic future.
So we have to really delete entire agencies, many of them. And that's not to say there won't be an increase over time of bureaucracy in some new administration, but it'll be from a much lower baseline.
Though he rails against government bureaucracy and standardization, he is bringing in a much more pernicious form of these very things. If he is successful, he will establish a new and more pervasive and permanent type of standardization. Algorithms, the new authority, an alternative bureaucracy, a more efficient form of centralization. This is not freedom. This is not progress.
If you want to improve population health, you have to take all of your healthcare data, your diagnostic data, your electronic health records, your genomic data. And in the Middle East, in the UAE, for example, they're incredibly rich in data. They have a lot of population data. The NHS in the UK has an incredible amount of population data, but it's fragmented. It's not easily accessible by these AI models. We have to take all of this data we have in our country and move it into a single, if you will, unified data platform. So we provide context. When we want to ask a question, we've provided that AI model with all the data they need to understand our country. So that's the big step. That's kind of the missing link. We need to unify all of the national data, put it into a database where it's easily consumable by the AI model, and then ask whatever question you like.
Because we're constantly watching and recording everything that's going on. Citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on.
Who's the smartest guy you've ever met?
Larry Ellison's very smart.
How can one be pro-human and pro-singularity at the same time? It is oxymoronic, yet the current state of things. But who can blame him? When you think yourself and everyone else is a biological computer, all you see is data. Built on campaigns and promises of liberty and democracy, hope and change, abundance and prosperity, America has presented new ways to fix old problems that never go away. New ways create new problems, and things only seem to get incrementally worse at the social level. Maybe this is because our state systems have always approached the social from an economic view instead of a human perspective. We appear to be more concerned with GDP and less concerned with human TLC. We are more concerned with making efficient machines than we are with bringing up good people. Yet regardless of the new tools, toys, and technologies they employ, We are suffering from a meaning and relating crisis that is only getting worse as the years pass by. It is as if the more technological access and control the powers that should not be have, the worse off the people are for it in the long run. Not those in power, the people. Though I would say, spiritually, everyone is worse off, even those in power.
I'll keep it short and sweet. Family, religion, friendship. These are the three demons you must slay if you wish to succeed in business.
In an industrialist system built on efficiency and economic growth, democracy cannot function outside of contradictory mechanisms of control and force. The free are limited by their machines, and the brave are afraid of their consequences. The double bind, and Ouroboros eating at its tail. The more pervasive technologies we employ, the less free we actually are. The more codependent, anxious, and vulnerable we become, the opportunities for tech state exploitation increase. They capitalize on these opportunities swiftly and with little concern for the social consequences, technicism, and the economic view of life. This is the raw nature of the old and current model, and it is also being applied to education systems. This is not progress. This is the nothing. A never-ending hole of nothingness consumes our future before it happens. It isn't coming, it is here. It happened then, and it is happening now again, though at 6G speeds. This is not progress, this is annihilation. We have sunk deep within the progress trap. Ronald Wright describes this idea very well in his work, A Short History of Progress. Quote, "Our technological culture measures human progress by technology. The club is better than the fist, the arrow better than the club, the bullet better than the arrow. We came to this belief for empirical reasons, because it delivered. Or I would add, because it was efficient and worked. Classic and endearing American pragmatism and scientism has a great deal to do with why we are in the mess we are in. Just because something works or makes profit doesn't mean it is good. And when the good is a relative concept informed by industrial markets and subject to the chance of whoever happens to be in power, the good loses objective meaning and becomes a mere tool itself. Everything becomes a tool for problem solving, a weapon of utility within the never-ending battlefield of expansion and pseudo-competition. There is always another frontier to conquer, and there is always an improved myth for the people to follow. Wright said the arrow was better than the club, and the bullet better than the arrow. Musk would say the good is unknowable, and it is better to be efficient. It is more valuable to focus on intelligence, and the computer is better than the human brain.
I'm cooking something. I'm cooking.
I'm cooking.
Okay.
Put it back over there too. Out of my way. Now what I'm gonna do is salt and pepper this too. See that? Got them going.